different kinds of people don't go to counseling for different reasons. People have different stuff, and so they also have different modes of avoidance. Hi, my name is Matt Sanford. I'm with the LifeWorks group. And my own reason for not going was because I believed I could fix myself and I didn't need anyone's help. Well, that statement's somewhat misleading. When I say I believed I could fix myself, it doesn't mean I had confidence that I could. No, it wasn't a sense of self-confidence. It was more a frantic type of thing than that. I have to fix myself. I have to figure this out. I have to get control of this. You see, as a perfectionist, I needed to be able to make the changes on my own. It seemed almost like cheating to get help for my personal life. I was taught the importance of being self-reliant and the pride that comes with accomplishment. And so the idea of needing to go to someone to help me sort out my life or come up with new approaches was distasteful and demeaning. My life, my problems, Besides, I would tell myself my issues are really not that big a deal, and I could come up with a bunch of rationalizations to comfort myself and relieve my guilt, which never worked. Although, then I would feel guilty for my rationalizing. That was my thing, always adding more to the pile, while telling myself that I didn't need help and could overcome it on my own. And as a Christian, I of course included God in there, so it wasn't really me on my own, really. This is how it went. God will come and clear things up and do this work on me and in me. Eventually. I think. Okay, God, where are you and how come things aren't changing? Oh, I messed up again. I can't stand this. Beat myself up. Feel like a complete failure. Will never get it right. But the odd thing was that after thinking and feeling awful about how I would never be able to get it right, that I would then turn around and determine that I was going to work harder in order to get it right the next time. I suppose each time I concluded that the real problem was my laziness or lack of determination or something in me that if only I applied myself more fervently, I would be able to make it. Perfectionists are desperate to do it themselves. They're terrified of failure, and they believe that if they need to ask for help, that means that they failed. And so they must go solo. I believed that if I went to counseling, that it would be admitting that I was in the category of screw-up, those people who aren't able to do it themselves. What that all means is that I was afraid. I was afraid to face that I really did need help. Underneath all my perfectionism and work ethic and beating myself up, while on the inside looking down on those who sought out counseling, was a person who believed they were defective and not good enough. I didn't want to believe it, and I was trying to stop believing it. And what I really, really wanted was to prove myself wrong by performing my way out of it and earn that badge, good enough. Looking back, I think that I was also afraid that if I went to counseling, I would be exposed and find out that I was one of those screwed up people. And so as long as I worked on me by myself and didn't go to counseling, then people could see me as I longed to be seen. And let's face it, if I could fool everyone around me, then maybe that way I could fool myself into believing that I wasn't effective because people were approving of me. So where was the gospel in all this? Well, great question. Back then I had some pretty serious problems with the whole concept of grace and God's acceptance of me. I believed that God had expectations. I understood that God forgave me when I blew it, but I sure knew that He was ashamed of me and expected better the next time. If you can relate to any of this, then I want to tell you that the best thing that ever happened to me was to go to counseling, to step towards my terrible fears, to do what seemed like exposing myself, to risk what I thought would be stupid, humiliating, and wrong. And taking that step led me to be right here, helping others through the same thing. Remember, in Joshua, God says, "Be strong and courageous, do not be frightened and not dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." So where is God leading you? If you have questions about counseling, I would consider it a privilege to help you. You can find my information on our website at lifeworks.org.